Unit 11. So I printed off the notes and I did them. And what I realized is the notes on my school computer and the notes on my personal computer for you guys are different. So these are the ones that are on Google Classroom, the ones that I already completed, not on Google Classroom. So I'm going to not have a guide in front of me and not have your notes done in front of me. So it's going to be fun. So we're actually going to skip the warm-up because I just don't feel like doing it, and we're just going to dive right into it. So finding area between curves. So this is your next step. So it's not too bad. It really isn't. I keep it pretty simple on here, so it's manageable. So if I wanted to find the area between the red and the blue curve, so let's say it was this area right here, okay? So what you do to find that area is you find the entire area, and I'm going to erase this eventually, but under the blue, okay? And then if you find you subtract the area under the red, you're left with this right here, and that's what you want. So to find it, basically you're going to take the top function minus the bottom one. So the easier way to think of it is you're integrating, whoa, my color's gone. Let's fix that. You're basically going to integrate from the upper function minus the lower function. That's the way you want to think of it. Let's get this go away. So the way the rule is written is that the area, wow, I'm struggling. The area is the integral from the lower bound to the upper bound. So I'm going to call this A and this B. And it's going to be f of x minus g of x, and we're integrating with respect to x. So we're going to do a few of these, but I'm just going to set most of them up because at this point we've integrated so much, you should be pretty much a pro at it, okay? So, example 1, find the area bounded by the curve of y equals x squared plus 2. So this right here, y equals negative x, and you're going from 0 to 1. So another way to write that x equals 0 to 1 is like this. So we're stuck for between here and here. Now, I'm not going to be able to draw a very good picture, so I'm going to cheat and use the line tool because I can. So you're bounded from here to here. So we want to find this area, okay? So we have to ask ourselves, what's the upper and what's the lower? So what's the upper function? Well, in this situation, the upper function is that x squared plus 2, and the lower function is the negative x. So to find the area, it's a equals, you're bounded from the most left value is the a, so you can think of this as like the left and right. So the most left x value is 0, that's what we're bounded from, and then to 1. And then you're literally going to have, and I'm going to put it in parentheses, the upper, which is x squared plus 2, minus the lower, which is negative x. And we're doing this with respect to x, so we put dx. Okay, now you could do this separately, but it gets a little weird. So it's a lot easier if you just do it all together. Okay, so from here, we're just going to simplify this, and then we'll integrate it. So this becomes x squared plus x plus 2, and then we integrate. So you get 1/3 x cubed plus 1/2 x squared plus 2x, and you're going to plug in the 1 and the 0, but if you plug in 0, you get 0. So you get 1/3 plus 1/2 plus 2 and minus 0. And if you put that all together, you get 17/6, and we don't know the label, so we're going to put units. Okay. Moving on. Okay, so find the area bounded by y equals 2 minus x squared and y equals x. And obviously that got cut off, so let's fix that. Struggle. Okay. And it went away. What am I supposed to do? Okay. So I'm going to pull up a graph real quick so you're going to see all my screens. So don't mind it. Oh, it worked. Desmos. And of course, I can't remember the graph at the top of my head. So y equals, let's go back, 2 minus x squared. And the other one is y equals x. Let me check. Yep, okay. So this is our graph. And I'm going to see if I can just do this. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Sorry if I'm giving you a headache with all this. That makes life so much easier. I love technology when it works for me. Okay, so this is the graph. Okay, so we have to find this area right here. It's bounded between this. So basically whatever makes like a shape, that's the area you're trying to find. So right here is the area we're trying to find. Now, you can see pretty clearly on the graph that that's -2 and that's 1. But what if you couldn't see where they intersect? So if you couldn't see where they intersect, how in the world do you do this? Okay, well, you set them equal to each other. Because where they're going to intersect is where they set them equal to each other. So if you remember doing like system of equations, this is essentially what we're going to do. So if I'm asking where they intersect, and I don't really know perfectly, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to set it equal to each other, so you get 2 minus x squared equals x. I'm going to solve for, I'm going to get x squared positive, so I'm going to move everything over. So you get x squared plus x minus 2. You factor to solve, which is x plus 2 and x minus 1. Okay, so x would equal -2 and 1, which is right there and proven. Okay, so how do you find the area? Well, we're bounded from the most left value of -2 and the most right value of 1. The top function, that is the 2 minus x squared. We should know that. So we do 2 minus x squared minus x dx. That gets us the integral of -2 and 1. And I'm going to rewrite this in standard form. So -x squared minus x plus 2 dx. And then you just integrate. So you get -1/3 x cubed, -1/2 x squared, plus 2x, and from -2 to 1. Now I'm just going to enter all my calculator at once because I don't really think we need to go over it too much. If you plug in the 1, you get -1/3, and I'll get -1/2, if I can type this in, and then plus 2, and that's 7/6. Okay, that's a -2, so be careful with that. So if you have 1/3 times -2 cubed, which is 8, minus 1/2 times -2 squared, which is 4, so it's just 2, so it's -2, and then minus 4 is negative, subtracting, did I type that in wrong? No, it gives you -20/6, which gives you positive 27/6, which if you simplify and take a 3 out of here, you get 9, and a 3 out of here, you get 2. So it's 9/2 units, or 4.5. Okay, that's where I'm going to stop for the first video. I'll pick up in the other video with the rest of the examples. Hopefully you're understanding this somewhat to a point, right? See you in the next video.